All right, let me start off by apologizing in advance for the rambling nature of this video. You're going to hear a lot of ums and uhs and pauses and me stuttering. I'm absolute garbage without a script. But, I just, I'm terrible at impromptu stuff. But before everybody runs off, let me give a big shout out to Dave from Saturnology. I believe your name's Dave. I saw on your Twitter that you were playing a couple Saturn games on Twitch, and I didn't catch the live broadcast, but I went in and found the recording of it and watched through some of that, and saw that you mentioned my channel and gave it some fairly high praise, and I really appreciate that. I work really hard on my web series, and to hear that coming from you means a lot. In particular, you mentioned my Death Crimson video, and you seemed really enthralled by that game, and you may want to produce a video on it in the future. You seem intent on acquiring the game, so I'll send you a PM with some information concerning the game. Mainly, there's a really neat controller that the Japanese made for it. It's one of a kind, a really big, oversized insectoid type thing that I think you'd get a kick out of, and I never put it in the description for my video. I'm still working on that description. It morphed into more of a review than anything else, and I want to add a couple more things about the gameplay and the music and so forth. So I might add that in there eventually. The big bug gun thing, and I actually want to try to get a couple a friend of mine who speaks Japanese to translate a little bit of the opening too. I think that would be a neat add-on to that video. Throw some annotations over top of it. But yeah, again, Dave, thank you very much for the mention. And if my web series turns out to be like 1/10 as good as the material you've put out, I'll be really happy with that. And that's kind of what I want to talk about, the future of this channel and this web series, my Saturn Memories channel. I founded it way back in 2009 and sat on it. I never really did anything with it for the longest time. Life just wouldn't allow me the time to do it, and I didn't have the tools either. I mean, I had Vegas back in the day, but I didn't think at the time it had the plugins that I needed to do the sort of things I wanted to do with my videos. So I never really bothered with it. And today I don't have Vegas anymore, and I could, but I've seen that nowadays there are a lot of plugins for it that could potentially do the things that I'm looking to do in my videos, but I don't want to buy it again, and I certainly don't want to steal it. So I'm actually waiting until about I think it's December. OpenShot for Windows comes out. Linux users have had OpenShot for years, and from everything I've seen, it looks like a really good post-production tool. And to be able to have that on Windows will be pretty big for me. I can't guarantee my videos will be of the best quality when I edit them all together. Again, I don't have too much experience with this type of software, but I'm going to give it my best go, and we'll see what comes out of it. In particular, I want to work on a Nights into Dreams video. Nights is my favorite game, and I want to do it justice with a in-depth tribute to it, a sort of a retrospective. In particular, I want to examine the contemporary understanding of the game, and that might sound like a really weird thing to focus on, but I got to thinking when the HD version of the game released a couple months ago. Maybe it's been even over a year at this point. I got to thinking, after seeing all the reviews and the gameplays that came with them, that not too many people really understand how to play this game, and they don't understand it. They can't really figure out what's going on, and they don't like it because of that, or they do like it, but they're not liking it for the right reasons. To understand then get the maximum amount of enjoyment out of it, you got to know how to play the game. And Sega never really did a good job of explaining that. And so that got me thinking, well, what about way back in the day, back in the 90s when the game first released? I know the game got a lot of praise, and that's part of the reason why people today like it. They see all that old press information and reviews and so forth that said, "Oh, this is a great game," so they think I'm supposed to like this game, and that I think that factors a lot into their opinions. But yeah, going back to that information, I went through a whole bunch of old magazines, but you don't get. But even going through all those old magazines and looking at all those old reviews, that doesn't give you a complete picture of things. But I actually found an old video of a video review of the game from way back in 1996, I think, 96 or 97, and it pretty much confirms everything I thought about it. Where people just don't seem to know how to play the game, even back then. I mean, that might be a side effect of reviewers not having a whole lot of time to play the games before they review them. It might not. I don't know, but I'll explore that a little bit as I formulate the come up with the video. Yeah, I just subscribe. This video, I know it's sort of weird me making this video. I don't have a whole lot of subscribers right now, and a lot of that comes from just not having very much, not original content, but content with that anybody else couldn't do on their own, like I don't know. The Game Grumps, people watch Game Grumps videos where they'll die like 1,000 times in the video, but they bring their own personality to them. Like Danny and Aaron will crack jokes the entire time, and that's the reason people watch those videos. I don't have that, so I got to try to work to bring you guys until I can come up with these reviews. I got to work to bring you guys the best possible video footage I can, best quality. So 1080p, really good runs. So before I make the videos, practicing, just to try to get a really good run. Maybe not a perfect run. I've done that a few times, but just a really good run, and featuring some unique games here and there between more notable titles like Knights and Virtual Cop. For every one of those, I try to throw in something oddball or something not so recognizable. Your Death Crimsons, your Sega Ski Super G's. By the way, check out that video. That's a really good game. And stuff like that. But yeah, I again, not many subscribers, but I have been noticing my individual views going way up. I think in this past month I've had almost 1,000 hits, which is really good. I'm really happy with that. Like a third of them are coming from Japan, and that's probably has a lot to do with me just shoving in a whole bunch of Japanese text into my descriptions. A third of it's from the U.S. and a third of it's from the rest of the world. South Korea leading the pack. So yeah, Asia represent. You may be wondering why you're getting such a blitz of Model 2 games recently in the channel, and that has a lot to do with all the hiccups I've been having. Well, I've been getting audio hiccups in SSF, and it's in a lot of games, not all of them, but most games that use CD quality audio, I'm getting hiccups in the audio for some reason, and I'm working hard to resolve that, but so far no luck. So until then, you're going to see a lot of Model 2 videos, a lot of maybe some STV. STV can run off of SSF, but it doesn't use any CD quality audio. So probably some STV games, and maybe some more stuff from the Sega Ages collection if PCSX will cooperate. And you could say, and you might be asking, well, why don't you just capture this stuff directly from hardware? And the answer to that is, I have multiple Saturns. I have like 3 Saturns. I'm a big Saturn collector, and I have a lot of games too. But I don't have any capture equipment, and I don't know how well that would go. Because, I mean, it's just so easy to use SSF. And for years it gave me no problems, and all of a sudden now it's giving me issues. And it's really depressing. It's putting a big dent in my plans until I can get that resolved. But yeah, in the short term, just expect, like I said, a couple more Model 2 videos. I'm thinking like Rail Chase 2. I'll probably play that. That's, for those who don't know, that's sort of like it's a Indiana Jones type minecart shooter adventure game. It's really wacky. Motor Raid, that's like Cyberpunk meets Road Rash, so motorcycle combat in a cyberpunk setting. Really neat. I enjoy it quite a bit. It has, probably the only complaint I have against it is the colors are a little too dark on a few of the levels, so it makes it hard to see when you're playing those tracks. I want to play Dynamite Deca 2 eventually, not right away, because I want to get around to the first game. Dynamite Deca 2 is what would have been called Die Hard Arcade 2 if Sega still had the license at the time, but they lost it. Again, STV games, I'm probably going to play, well, Die Hard Arcade, of course, and Sokyo Gurentai, which is a really good shmup, sort of in the vein of Ray Force, the whole Ray series, which, again, I'd love to play Ray Force so much. I would love to play Ray Force, but and I think the Saturn version is the definitive version of it because of the arranged soundtrack. So it would really pain me to have to play it in MAME instead of on the Saturn. So I'm holding off on that until I get it resolved. And more Sega Ages stuff, and I'll even play some Saturn stuff that doesn't rely on so much on CD quality audio. That's basically run through the system, soundboard, sound chip, whatever. And there are a couple games though that have CD quality audio that are running without problems. Like I could play Panzer Dragoon Zwei, but then I wouldn't have a playthrough of the original Panzer Dragoon to show you guys, which that would kind of suck. But I guess that would be. Other things to talk about here before I end this video. Oh yeah, I'm looking at possibly finding a second host for my videos. Not that I have too many problems with YouTube. It's just that when you start uploading videos where there's a lot of rapid motion, especially racing games or like the new Knights HD re-release, Knights can move pretty fast when you know what you're doing. There's a whole lot of pixelation that happens after YouTube does its own encoding and shit, and it's not anything that I'm doing on my end, because I've even tried uploading raw Fraps capture footage to YouTube, just short videos but with a lot of movement in them, to see if the higher bit rate in those videos would make any difference, and they don't. You still get the same issues. So the problem's not on my end; it's on YouTube's end. So I might put these videos on another service if I can find one, or just put download links up to like Mega or something like that. I've been working on my channel art recently. You may have noticed the channel avatar and banner have changed. I got the channel avatar looking really nice, and I think I'm going to stick with that through in going forward, because it just turned out really well. I like how it looks. Even you can even discern what it says when it's shrunk up into that tiny little. Oh, I don't even know what the size of that is. It must be like 10 by 10 or 15 by 15 image. You can still see that it's the Saturn logo with an M over top of it. But the banner needs some work. I'm not really happy with it. It's just a placeholder for now, and until I can come up with something better, that's just what's going to be there. I'm thinking, simplify it, make it like a gray background, and some white silhouettes on top of it, featuring characters from various Saturn games. Maybe one with knights. I started working on a knight silhouette already, and it's looking pretty damn good so far. Maybe I'll add some, like a star trail in behind it if I can, and work my logo into it. We'll see how that turns out. Or maybe Guardian Heroes. I'm thinking possibly like getting the Undead Warrior and maybe using sprites of Serena, Han, maybe Valgar, and pairing them all up together and getting silhouettes of them over that gray white silhouettes of them over that gray background. Or if I can grab the X-Lay from Rayforce, that would probably be cool. Get a picture of get a pic of it firing its lock-on lasers. I think that might look pretty neat. And that's pretty much it. The only thing I have to add is check out that Sega Ski Super G video that I recently uploaded a couple days ago. It hasn't gotten too many views yet, and it probably never will, but it's a really, 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 really good game. And I think more people should know about it. It's fun as hell. Yeah, that's it. See ya.